The same with me. I also want to say hello to you all, and I'm very glad that so many people have joined to our webinar. I want to introduce you today to our newest product from the porcelain product line, the conceptArt structure pastes. But before we look at this new product, I want to give you a short overview of the complete ceramic system and the appropriate equipment of ZUBLER. We are very proud that we as ZUBLER company are able to offer you a complete system from a single source for both lines of metal-free restorations. First line, the pressing technique with the pressing furnace, the ring system, investment, disposable plunger, surface conditioner, and much more things to have a complete system. For the second line, the processing of zirconium oxide framework, we have a sintering furnace S400 with bowls and with sinter pearls. We have our porcelain furnace for finishing all the works of both lines. And for both lines, we also have a layering porcelain with a complete system. We have the conceptArt stains with the new structure pastes. We have trays and pins, correction pastes, so everything you need for your daily lab work. All components are geared perfectly to each other and enable a safe and smooth processing in the daily work routine in the lab. Meanwhile, we are able to provide you a treasure of experience of more than 20 years, myriads of tests, and our own development work with persistent optimization of the products and the whole system. Furthermore, and this is very important for me, we do have a comprehensive clinical experience based on the application of all materials on real medical cases, together with repeatedly controlling the restorations in the patient's mouth for over many years. This is very important to give you, to make us able to give you an adequate technical support. And we offer technical support for you in each and every field of processing the different materials like investing, pressing, layering porcelain, staining, sintering, and so on. And also the technical support for all the equipment for the different furnaces, sinter furnace, pressing furnace, and firing furnace. Let us briefly have a look at the concept press system. The system of the ingots is a well-conceived and reasoned system with different translucency or respectively different opacities, depending on the different application fields. Because it's a logical system, it's very easy to handle and very easy to incorporate into your daily lab work. With the pellet system, you can cover each case you have in the lab. You can get highest aesthetics and long life restorations. And you save money because you do not have too much pellets in stock, because we tried to make the system as small as possible and give you each opportunity to work for each case. I want to give you a short overview on the pellet system. You see, we have 16 dentin pellets beginning from A1 up to D4. These are the dentin pellets with middle translucency. You very often use them. For the anterior region in the mouth, we have special anterior pellets which have a little bit more opacity, and you have to layer porcelain on these ones. We have bleach pellets, and pearl pellets, that means without and with opalescence. And we have, last not least, the CT pellets with a very, very high light transmission. You know, a picture often says more than 1,000 words, so I want to show you a few pictures of real cases we made by ourselves with these different pellets. You see, the first case, we have posterior crowns made of the pellet, of the dentine pellet, in this case A3. And it's colored to A3.5, just staining and glazing. And you see how nice it fits to the rest of the teeth and the mouth. And even it covers implant structures. Perfect shading, perfect surface, and it's only stained and glazed. Second case, also with a dentine pellet, you see here a veneer work, prep veneers, also only stained and glazed. Please look at the margin and look at the nice surface of this restoration. Very easy and very quickly. Third case here, you see an anterior bridge made of anterior pellets. In this case, we took the cutback technique, and this is very important. You have to layer porcelain if you use these kind of pellets, because you have a little bit more opacity. This is important in the anterior area, so to get not grayish. And you have to layer the porcelain on the surface. You can also layer dentin, but it's not necessary. Just layer incisal, that's enough. Fourth case, you see again veneers with bleach pellets made, non-prep veneers, and then the lower jaw prep veneers. A very thin veneers with a very good bleaching effect. And you see the CT pellet here in the case of an inlay. You see the very, very good light transmission. You do not see the margins. You do not see the edges in the cavity. It's very nice application into the tooth, and you don't see that there is an inlay in the tooth, made with the ingot CT2. The same with the partial crown here. You see the preparation of on the left side, and the finished restoration on the right side, perfectly fitting. You don't see any margins. Very, very nice light transmission and very natural. And it's so easy because it's very quickly finishing. It's only stained and glazed. Another component for our whole system are the layering porcelain. The layering porcelain is really an all-inclusive system. You have margins, you have chroma dentins with a higher intensity and higher opacity for covering the framework of zirconia, for example. You have all kinds of dentins, also bleaching dentins, enamels with and without opalescence, add-on correction material. You have the liner, and you have 6 different Gingiva powders. So you really can cover each case in your lab with highest aesthetics and very easy handling. The 6 different Gingiva powders are very important because time changed. Mr. Heiligmann mentioned it before. You make more and more implant supra constructions, and for this case you need very often gingiva to reproduce, and so we offer you 6 different gingiva powders. Now we come to the main part, and I'm sure you're waiting for this, the conceptArt structure paste. Because time and technique changed towards zirconium oxide as framework material, we had to optimize the whole ceramic porcelain system and also the conceptArt staining system. We did it, and now we think we have a perfect system. With the conceptArt staining system, we offer you stains which are universal stains. That means you can use it for all porcelain on the market. They are really compatible with all porcelains you find on our dental market. You have stains with natural fluorescence. This is very important because zirconium frameworks do not have any fluorescence. So you have to give, if you only stain, you have to give the fluorescence through the stains. You have the same fluorescence also in the structure pastes. So you get a natural fluorescence restoration if you have finished it. It's a logical system that makes it very easy for each technician to work with this system. We have 3 parts in the staining system. The first part is the shade for the intensity of the tooth, value, the second part for brightening, and modifiers for individual characterization. Additionally, we have 6 different Gingiva stains, and we have an adjusted consistency depending on the area of application. You will see it in the video clip later. To round off the entire system, we are now presenting the structure paste as a supplement to the conceptArt system. The structure pastes are designed for minimal layering on monolithic zirconia frameworks. We have 3 structure transpar pastes for individual transpar effects in the incisal area, 3 neutral pastes for individual characterization and brightening, 2 structure pastes for the incisal area, the enamel pastes, and 7 structure pastes Gingiva. As I mentioned, this is very important to give you several gingivas, because gingiva is more and more important. Also, these structure pastes are suitable for all zirconium framework materials, especially multi-layer zirconia. I want to show you now a small video clip from our colleague from Italy, Mr. Carlo Barongini. And I thank you very much, Carlo, for this impressive way to show us how to finish very quickly framework with the structure pastes. You see the stain system with the 3 parts shade, A, B, C, and D for intensity. The value part for brightening from black to white, and modifiers for individual characterization. Carlo starts with the shade A. So he has to make an A shade. And you cannot make anything wrong with this shade, because this shade A has all pigments you find in every A shade. Because you layer a little bit more of the shade material, it has a very thin consistency and very easy to applicate. If you have a light A shade, just take a little bit of this shade A. If you have a darker A shade like A3.5 or A4, just take more of this. You cannot make any mistake. It's just to give the right intensity of each A shade. You see the application and the margin going up on the body. Then blue-gray, this is from the value stains for reproducing a little bit more translucency in the incisal area. Actually, with this blue-gray, you make the tooth a little bit darker in this area. That means a little bit more grayish, and this is the translucency you need. Very easy to applicate. A little bit orange, yellow-orange for individual characterization. Be sure that you see this characterization at the tooth beside from the patient, because this is very individual. And you have to see it in the mouth. The liquid for make it a little bit smoother, thinner. You see the nice translucency right now, a little bit more now, blue-gray. It looks like a really natural incisal area. A little bit white. This is a very nice effect. White beside the blue-gray. And a little bit violet for brightening the surface. Combined with a little bit white. And again, shade A for the rest of the body. And now a little bit brown for spots in the proximal area. And to get really a spot, this paste has to be a little bit harder than the shade A, for example, because it should stay there where you put it in. So in a very short time, you finish a colored crown, and it looks like a multi-layering with porcelain. It's the same appearance. You see after the bake, but now we can make a little bit more for the surface. The color is perfect, but the surface is not really natural if you only stain it. And that's the reason why we have now the structure pastes. Structure pastes, 3 incisals, 1, 2, and 3 for the incisal area. 3 transpar, it's transpar blue, cervical, and orange. And you have opal incisal and clear incisal. Work a little bit with this paste in the bowl so you get the right consistency you need and you want to work with. If you have done this, take a little bit out on the glass plate and then starting layering. And this is a very quick and a very easy technique. A little bit orange paste for the cervical region to intensify a little bit more. Opal incisal at the edges of the incisal of the tooth. And now you can form your structure like you want to have it. Very, very nice and very easy. A little bit transpar or incisal 1, 2, or 3. Just change a little bit every time. Opal and incisal. Again, opal. A little bit yellow at the edge. And go over the whole surface now with incisal. Very quickly, very easy. And the structure you see during your work is the structure you get after firing. So you really see what you produce and you have the same result after firing. You see the result, exactly the same. Very nice surface, very nice light on the surface. It's really look like a very complicated multi-layer porcelain crown, and you made it in very short time, very easy. It's very impressive how color shows us this. And I want to show you another very short clip color shows us how to reproduce the gingiva with the gingiva structure paste very quickly and also very easy and very natural. You see the whole framework made of zirconium oxide, monolithic, stained. The staining is important before you layer the structure paste. First bake of structure paste, you get a really good and nice surface. And last not least, the second bake and finish with a perfect gingiva surface and coloration. Structure and coloration are here perfect.